Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoint and we are back with another top gaming accessories worth buying video. And this is where we take a look at some of my favourite gaming accessories that I've found this year. We've got some super cheap items in here that would make great gift ideas, and some not so cheap ideas maybe for yourself. I've also included a mixture of PlayStation, Xbox and PC accessories which you can either buy for yourself or use as gift ideas for somebody else. As always, I've linked to every item below along with the prices and any discount codes that I've found. And as it's currently Black Friday week, this could be a great time to look. Right, so if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, you can change the look of these quite easily. And that's because both Microsoft and PlayStation do have official console covers. On the PS5, you're able to remove the standard white covers and replace them with a wide range of colours. These are just some of the official ones you can get from PlayStation Direct, including purple, black and the grey camo. But there are also unofficial ones from companies like Dbrand, so you can get something totally different. I've got a couple here including the new retro range which I think look awesome, and the PS1 grey. This is probably my favourite so far. But the fact is, if you have a PS5 you can change the colour and design really easily. Whereas on the Xbox Series X we are not able to swap the case itself, but what we do get are these official console wraps. I have the Starfield and the Mineral Camo here, which are both the official ones from the Xbox website. And these are solid panels that are designed to wrap around the console and then velcro onto the back. It's a simple idea but means you can change the look without needing to cover it up with vinyl stickers, and it literally takes you about 10 seconds. And I'll tell you what, the texture and the detail on these are awesome. They are really good quality. So yeah, if you wanted to change the look of either of these consoles, this is a really cool way of doing it. Now, whether you're an Xbox or a PlayStation fan, I think these LED lights will be a great addition to any setup. PlayStation has one with retro colours like this where you have the triangle, circle, X and square, as well as this new one which is massive. When it's off it's white, but when you switch it on it's actually blue. Now these can both be powered either by battery or can be plugged in via USB if you want to have it on all of the time. Then for Xbox we have this clean set of lights with the Xbox logo and text. Now this is one of those accessories that look good both switched on and off, and I think this would make a great gift. Or if you wanted something a little more minimal, we have these wooden icons for both Xbox and PlayStation. These are from Geek Made Designs and come with each letter or icon as a separate piece of wood. Now although these both look really clean, I still think the LED icons are a great buy. Okay, so this next one might seem obvious, but what about games? I mean, over the last year we've had loads of incredible new games released, including Spider-Man 2, Forza Motorsport and Assassin's Creed Mirage. So many great games that gives us dozens of hours of playtime. Plus there is something special about getting a physical game as a gift, especially with a steelbook. But sometimes grabbing a gift card is the easiest option. And if you buy one of these in store, you normally pay the RRP, so a £25 gift card costs you £25. But if you buy these online, they are often cheaper. So for example, if I buy a £90 card from somewhere like Shop2 or CD Keys, I'll actually only spend £78, which is a 14% discount. It might not sound like a lot, but if you do this on every digital game that you buy, it soon adds up. Plus the advantage of buying a gift card for somebody else is they can choose what they want to buy. Another cool accessory worth getting for yourself or for somebody else is one of these. This is the Backbone 1 controller that basically turns your mobile phone into a portable games console. All you need to do is slot your phone in and it will give you physical controls for your games. We've got thumbsticks, triggers and the usual buttons that you'd normally use in games. Then not only can you use it for your mobile games, you can actually use it for remote play games like on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. This is great if you've already got a compatible phone and fancy adding some decent controls to it. Then if you wanted to go to the next level for handheld gaming, we have things like the PlayStation Portal, which launched very recently, and the Logitech G Cloud. The Portal is a PS5 only remote play device that gives you DualSense controls and an 8-inch screen. Essentially it's a remote second screen that lets you play your PS5 away from your setup, both at home and away. I'm really impressed with the quality of this and I did a full review of this a couple of weeks ago. But just bear in mind you do need a PS5 for this to work. Or we have something like the Logitech G Cloud. This is another handheld device that lets you play and stream your games from PlayStation, Xbox and all of the other major streaming services. I've been using this exclusively for Xbox Game Pass and it's great. Of course then we have the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck, but these are on a whole different level, far more expensive and do far more. And talking of handhelds, if you like retro gaming or know somebody who does, this one could be for you. These only launched last week and they are officially licensed devices from both Capcom and Taito. Essentially, it's a pocket-sized arcade machine that comes preloaded with 12 to 18 games, and that includes games like Street Fighter 2 and Space Invaders, as well as loads more. So it's called the Super Pocket, and it comes in 2 different colours, but what's awesome to see is they are officially licensed, unlike some of the cheaper brands that you can buy. Now the screen on this is also really bright and vivid, and to say how small it is pretty easy to play on. The controls are as you would expect around the front, so we have the D-pad and the action buttons, but around the back there are extra L and R buttons as well. It also has a USB-C port for charging it, and a 3.5mm headphone jack, although the speakers are decent. And not only does it come preloaded with those games, it's actually Evercade compatible, which means you can buy physical games to install. In fact, there are about 500 games that you can buy separately via these cartridges. So yeah, if you fancied a stocking filler or gift idea for somebody else, this is a really nice idea. And here's a cheap gift idea that almost every gamer will appreciate, and one that nearly didn't make it into today's video. And that's this chocolate controller. I mean, food and chocolate is always going to be an easy gift to give or receive, as it doesn't matter how many you've got. You've always got room for one more. I'm sure there are other edible accessories that you can find, but this one is really cool. Then if you want something fun and again cheap, we've got one of these tiny PlayStation 5 controllers, which is actually a stress toy. You know, for those sessions where you feel like you might actually snap or rip your controller in two, well, you could do that with one of these instead. Also, these are a pretty cool stocking filler for somebody else. Now, everyone likes Lego, right? I think most of us probably played with Lego as children, and some of the kits that you could buy now are incredible. I legit still buy Lego for myself if it's gaming related. So here are a few ideas I can think of right now. We've got the new Sonic range as well as some from Mario. And earlier this year I picked up this huge Bowser piece which I think looks awesome. But there's also this one which is probably my favourite so far, and that is the Horizon Forbidden West. And this one actually lives in my living room on my shelves, as it's clean enough to look like an ornament but still a nice nod towards gaming. The thing is, there are so many different Lego builds that you can get now that there will definitely be something out there for you and for gaming. So if you want something totally different to the normal gaming accessories or gifts that you can buy, I think gaming Lego could be the answer. Okay, so if you find that you're always running out of available ports on your laptop or your PC, one of these should help you out. So this is Ugreen's 6-in-1 USB-C hub, which ultimately turns one USB-C port into 6 different connections. It's got 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, and 2 HDMI ports capable of up to 8K or dual monitor output at 4K. And you can even use it for charging, as it has a 100-watt power delivery. So this little device gives you plenty of new ports to sort you out. Ugreen also has these little chargers which I think are the neatest USB-C chargers that I've ever used. So instead of having multiple USB-C plugs for charging all of your different devices, you can use one of these instead, which comes with 4 ports on the back. And as it's got a 100-watt fast charging output, you can literally charge your iPad or your MacBook from it as well. I have linked to both of these below as it's Black Friday week, and some of these are up to 43% off. Now, I'm a huge fan of adding RGB to a setup, and I think it completely transforms the vibe of a room with very little effort. So here are a few ideas for new lights for your setup. First up, we have the LED strips that you can stick to the back of your TV or your monitor. These are the Govee LEDs, which you can control from their app or integrate with Google Home and Alexa. It gives your setup a nice glow without having to add physical lamps to the room. Or if you do have lamps already, well, you have the option of swapping those bulbs out for smart bulbs instead. I'm using dozens of these around the house so I can create a whole different vibe when I'm gaming. These simply replace your existing bulbs and boom, you've got a full-on RGB vibe in every room. But my current favourite lights are these, the Y lights. These come in separate pieces that you can arrange however you'd like on your wall to create a funky shape. Then you can set them to any colour or theme that you'd like. I usually have them set to a solid colour, but you can go crazy if you want to. Next up, if you're after something totally different to the norm, we have these framed pieces of tech from Grid Studio, and these will look great on any wall or in any setup. I've got quite a few of these now, including various iPhones, the Game Boy, but my favourite are the DualShock controller for the PlayStation 1 and the PSP. These are the two that I currently have next to my desk setup, and I think these make great gift ideas for the gamer that probably has everything else. It's such a clever idea the way that they've actually dismantled all of these pieces of tech and then displayed them inside the frame. They also currently have some great discounts on their website, so make sure you check these out. Now, can you ever have too many controllers? I mean, there's only so many that you actually need, but there are also so many great designs out there that you could always pick up an extra one or two. I've got carried away over the years, but if you've got the standard controllers that come with the consoles, I think there's something awesome about having one like this. Both the PS5 and Xbox have loads of colours and designs to choose from, so if you're into a certain game or prefer a particular colour, you can always grab one that suits. Obviously we have the standard controllers, but there's also the Pro versions like the DualSense Edge and the Elite Series 2. These are the same but with rear paddles and adjustable triggers. Or you can pick up a third-party controller like the Victrix Pro or the Nacon. Then if you do have more than one controller, well, you could look at getting a dual charging dock, something like the official DualSense dock for the PS5, or you could even pick up a third-party one from PowerA. You can actually get these for both the Xbox and PlayStation 5, so it's a cool way of storing them and it keeps them charged up for that next session. Now I saw one of these in a store the other day, so I had to pick it up, and it's one of the Cable Guys controller stands but in the shape of Venom. I'm not sure if you saw my Spider-Man 2 unboxing a few weeks back, but it instantly reminded me of those 19 inches of Venom. It's a fun accessory to have on your desk or your shelf, and you can use it to store your controller when you're not using it. But as well as using it for your controllers, you can also store your phone on here as well. So if you wanted to get yourself 8 inches of Venom or a Spider-Man statue, this could be a cool way of doing it. Plus, it is a lot cheaper than the proper statue. Okay, so you've got the PC, the PS5 or Xbox, now you need a monitor to go with it. And over the last year we've had some brilliant new releases, but these are my top 5 worth considering. If you're looking for an OLED monitor, well, we've got the LG UltraGear 27-inch 240Hz screen, and this thing is stunning. I've actually been using this as my main gaming monitor for the last year, and it is by far my favourite screen that I've ever used. But then if you wanted something a little bit bigger but still OLED, we have the 45-inch version, which is also curved. Now if you're on PC, you might want to go for an ultra-wide instead, something like a 49-inch dual Quad HD screen, which has a 240Hz refresh rate, or even the 45-inch version, which is a 200Hz refresh rate on a slightly lower budget. Both of these are curved monitors, so they are perfect for PC gaming. And then if you wanted something on a lower budget, we have a 4K 27-inch monitor, which is the 27GR93U. This has 144Hz, HDMI 2.1 and a 1 millisecond response time. So this is a great gaming monitor for the price. I have gone ahead and linked all 5 monitors below along with their prices, but my favourite is definitely the 27-inch OLED. This thing is an absolute beast. Okay, so another accessory worth thinking about if you're on PC, Xbox or PlayStation is more storage. Games these days are getting big. Like take Call of Duty for example. You're looking at over 200 gigabytes once you include the campaign, multiplayer, zombies and Warzone. That is huge. And if you don't want to keep deleting and re-downloading your games, this is the best way around it. Now there are a few options available, but the main ones are external SSDs and internal M.2 drives. External are the easiest as you can plug them in the back and start using them straight away. Something like the SanDisk Extreme or the WD Black range do a great job. Xbox even have their own expansion cards, so if you're on an Xbox you can grab one of these WD Black or Seagate drives and slot them straight in the back. Then if you're on PC or the PS5, well you can buy an M.2 drive instead. These are designed to fit inside the console as opposed to plugging in the back, but it means once installed you've just doubled your storage for about $50. I've used a few of these over the years, but anything from WD or Crucial are good. Just make sure you get one with a heatsink built in. Now these M.2 SSDs are obviously designed to go inside your PC or your PS5, but if you ever needed to or wanted to use it like an external SSD, well Ugreen very cleverly have these aluminium enclosures to use. All you need to do is pop your SSD inside and it essentially turns your M.2 drive into a portable SSD, so that is pretty cool. So another cool idea for a gift to yourself or for somebody else are these pop figures. There must be thousands of these to choose from, but if you're into a certain game or a character, you'll definitely find one that's suitable. Like I have the Spider-Man and the Miles Morales ones here, which are something you can just have sitting on your shelf or somewhere else in your setup. So if you know somebody is into a certain game or a certain character, this could be a great little idea. Then if you're after a new mouse and keyboard for your gaming setup, we have the new Logitech Pro series. I've recently picked up the Superlight 2 mouse, which is a follow-up on probably one of the most popular mice out there. It looks nice, it's lightweight and it's comfortable to hold. I've got this one in white, but you can also get it in black, and it has an impressive 95 hours of battery. Alongside that, we have the new Pro X TKL mechanical gaming keyboard, which comes in this nice carry case and it looks awesome. So it's got those satisfying keys, full-on RGB and up to 50 hours of battery. And what's great is this works both wirelessly and wired, so you could use it either way in your gaming setup. I've actually been using Logitech keyboards for years in my other setup, and this new one feels just as premium. Okay, so headsets are another great accessory worth thinking about. Now the prices for these range massively depending on what you need from them, but starting with something like the Astro A10s means you're getting a decent headset at a budget price. And what I like about these is they are wired, so they work with everything and you never need to worry about charging them. Or if you'd rather go for wireless, well the next level up from those are the Astro A30s, which are a great headset for the price and they look nice as well. Of course, you could jump into a whole different level and go for something like the SteelSeries Nova Pros. These are available in both wired and wireless and are one of the best gaming headsets that I've ever used. They aren't cheap though, but the thing with headsets is you really do get what you pay for. Okay, so that was a look at some of my favourite gaming accessories or gift ideas that you can buy right now. Hopefully there were some new ideas in here that you'd not seen before, but let me know what was your favourite. I'm going to go with the 8-inch Venom controller holder, as that thing is pretty